What does this mean going forward for Alabama football? What does it mean for Georgia football? And what does it mean for Texas football? Okay, so look, Georgia finishes its season 11-2. They beat Texas not once, but they beat them twice. Losses on the season come to Alabama and losing to Ole Miss, right? You also have, in my bracket prediction, okay, I have Georgia now going to the number 2 seed pending the outcome of Oregon and Penn State. I feel that Oregon wins that game. I think they're the favorite. They're the heavy favorite in Vegas to beat Penn State. If Oregon finishes out undefeated, I think you slide in Georgia at the number 2 spots. Pay attention. I have Alabama locked in. I get it. It's an Alabama channel. I also cover college football as it happens. I have Alabama at 11. I feel really comfortable that Alabama makes the college football playoffs regardless of what happens tonight between SMU and Clemson. So much so that I don't even have Alabama moving from the 11 spot. I think they are stagnant at 11, trying to figure out who moves to that 6th spot. The highest and most likely opponent now is for Alabama to play Notre Dame, because I have Texas going up to that number 5 spot. They didn't lose. They lost in overtime, right? It wasn't an ugly loss. Arizona State, they're not going to jump Alabama, although they played pretty damn well tonight. I have them at 12, okay? I have Alabama at 11, and I have Texas at 5. Now, for all you Texas Longhorn fans out there, don't be disappointed with not losing the SEC championship. I know it's a setback, but it's not a heartbreak, because I'll tell you why. You have, honestly, the best path to make the college football championship game. As you can see on my make-believe bracket, which I feel pretty confident about, I have Texas hosting Arizona State in Austin, okay? That's a home game for you, right? In Austin. The winner of that game would play in a New Year's 6 against Boise State. Look, Ashton Genty is a hell of a running back. Almost 2,500 yards rushing this season. Boise State ain't ready for Texas, okay? They're not. I like Texas to go on to the semifinals, okay? I don't know what's going to happen with Ohio State, Tennessee, as I have those 2 teams picked, or Oregon. But I think that Texas... This is a contender. 1,000,000%. This is a contender. With Steve Sarkisian at the helm, they are a contender. I would take Steve Sarkisian to beat Dan Lanning should they meet in the semifinals, okay? What this also does tonight is it splits up the SEC and it sets it up for an SEC championship game for the finals, okay? I have it Texas on the top as a 5 seed getting there, and I have Alabama as an 11 seed. I'm going to close on this, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm telling you, number 1, Alabama is a lock to make the playoffs. Hate on it if you want to. I know there's a lot of Bama hate. Nobody wants Alabama in the playoffs, specifically the Georgia Bulldogs, okay? And I've been saying this for a long time, and listen up, because I'm about to say it again, okay? Somehow, some way, these 2 teams are on a collision course to meet again. Now, it might not be for a long time. Right? It's not going to be actually until 2025 when the semifinals are. Georgia will be favored in that game. I do not know the health status of Carson Beck or how healthy he's going to be. That was a downside about playing in this game, was that you were going to risk getting hurt. You did. Carson Beck got hurt. Your backup quarterback, he can't throw the football. Your punter's hurt. On the flip side, Coach Kalen DeBoer got more time for roster management. They didn't practice this week. They rested. They recovered. They got to work on recruiting, right? They got to scout, see who you're going to play, okay? Georgia will be favored when they meet Alabama again. Georgia will have the hype to beat Alabama again, okay? I'm telling you. Jalen Milroe, say what you want about him. The last 2 seasons, he's got Georgia not once but twice when they've been underdogs. And I predict that Milroe will get Georgia a 3rd time should those 2 teams meet again. And remember that loss a couple years ago when Texas and Bama played. And Steve Sarkisian came in here? Well, wouldn't it be something if Alabama was able to get some revenge on Steve Sarkisian in Texas in the championship game? A couple things to know. There's some big-time coaches left in making the playoffs, whether it be Dan Lanning, whether it be Steve Sarkisian, whether it be Kirby Smart. Kalen DeBoer in Alabama, they'll make the playoffs. Kalen DeBoer hasn't lost to any of those coaches. And I think he has enough in the tank, depending on which Alabama team that shows up. And if they can string together 4 games, who knows? Maybe my prediction isn't so far off and the Alabama Crimson Tide could still win the college football national championship game.